you know what? When Joe Walsh says when he's in Washington, it's how a lot of us feel. And we need to send Joe Walsh back to Washington to keep telling the people in Washington if the people in Illinois don't like what's going on in Washington. Joe, come on.
Stole my thunder because I was going to ask you all to stand up. No, I'm serious. Do me a favor, everybody stand up. All right, class, sit down. Pat, you guys didn't do anything for me? Below me. Hey, it's great to be here. I was told I have 55 minutes to speak. I'm just kidding. I'm going to take 5 minutes. And I am going to take my 5 minutes. And my wife's going to get mad at me. Because I am, and those who know me well, know that I am really, no matter what they try to do to me on MSNBC, I am an Irish Catholic, happy-go-lucky boy who typically is always smiling. But I did not go to Washington last year. God, it feels like 10 years ago. Having so much fun. I did not go to Washington last year to smile. If you followed me during the campaign, and if you've listened to me since, there's very little subtle about Joe Walsh. We are this close. Oh, believe it. We are this close to losing what this country is. Swear to you. We're this close. Illinois? Oh my God, Illinois. Folks, we've almost lost Illinois. I'm out there in the hallway before I'm going to speak, and I've got people coming up to me saying, Joe, fire them up! Tell them that Illinois is the greatest state in the world. You are proud to be a congressman from Illinois. I can't say that. I really can't say that. Look, if there's one thing I've learned in my year and a half in Congress, it is this. Life is short. Oh man, life is very short. Our country's in trouble. Our state is in trouble. Walsh, you better say what you believe. And so I've tried to do that. And so when I have said things like this president of ours has no freaking clue as to what he's doing, I really believe it. He does not understand. It's no surprise. Boy, you better be bullish on Mitt Romney, because I am. Every single day this president is in office, he says something or does something that reminds us he doesn't understand what this country's all about. Did you hear the great one yesterday? Hey everybody, the private sector's doing just fine. Michael Madigan. Look, I'll say this, I'll stand before you and I'll say this. If we had a Republican leader of the House down in Springfield who has been running this state for the last 30 years, I'd be on his butt every bit as much as I'm on Michael Madigan's butt. No one person should run a state. He is a king, he is a tyrant, he is corrupt. why we're afraid to say that. Michael Madigan is corrupt. He symbolizes everything that's wrong with politics. He's been there forever. He alone decides on what bills get passed down in Springfield. He's enriched himself. He's enriched his friends. He is the poster child for all that is wrong in this state. And shame, forget about the Democrats, they can't be helped. Shame on us Republicans for not having the courage and the fortitude and the steadfastness to say that and to go after him. I go to sleep every single night in Washington on a very, very uncomfortable air mattress on my floor. And Pat Brady, you are right, my back hurts. Every night I go to bed and every morning I wake up because this White House and the Democratic Party seems to be obsessed with little old freshman Joe Walsh. And when Pat Brady says I have a target on my back, boy do I. And it makes life difficult. But you know what? It makes life so easy. Because when you're elected, and you just go there and you say what you believe, this president doesn't understand the country, he's in over his head, you just say that. And you don't care what Chris Matthews says in return. You don't worry about how apoplectic that makes Lawrence O'Donnell. You just say it. Amazing things begin to happen. Now the problem is, and we got to be honest with ourselves, John Cass in the Chicago Tribune wrote a very interesting article the day after Wisconsin. And I don't know about you, but I'm tired of hearing all this stuff. Hey, how wonderful was Wisconsin? It was wonderful. What effect is that going to have on Illinois? John Cass wrote a fascinating article. Where's Illinois' Scott Walker? Where is our Scott Walker? I wrote him a letter. He hasn't responded yet, but I wrote him a letter and I said it's simple. Our next Scott Walker is somewhere out there. He or she is somewhere out there. He or she, let's be frank, is not going to come from the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party is the party of government. They don't care about the things we care about. Say it. They don't. They don't. When I said a week and a half ago that the Democratic Party's mission is to get everybody, white, black, brown, dependent upon government, again, everybody went crazy. To me, that was just sort of common sense, truthful. That is their mission. That's not our mission. But the problem in Illinois is, and we have to be honest, and we can't look out the door at the media because they're not going to help us. We can't look at the Democratic Party because they don't understand where we're at and they don't agree with us. Folks, if you want to change this state, look at ourselves. Look at us. Look at the Republican Party. For too darn long in this state, be honest, my friends, the Republican Party in Illinois has been complicit in letting this state fall off the cliff. We've lost our way. We've lost our way. Dick Armey in Washington said a few years ago, it's wonderful. He said, when we, talking about Republicans, when we act like Democrats, we lose. When we act like us, we win. What does it mean to act like us? Well, I don't know. Again, seems pretty simple to me. We've got a state that's about to fall off a cliff. We have a state with the worst credit rating in the country, the worst pension crisis in the country, the worst business environment in the country. Do you know? You should. Every 9 minutes, somebody leaves this state. Every 9 minutes, somebody moves out of this state. Now, who's doing the moving? A taxpayer, a producer, a maker, a business owner, a father, a mother. The people who do things and make things are leaving this state. That's terrible. That's terrible. We can't let that happen. The only way not to let that happen, folks, is to have a party that stands for, and I mean stands for, everything the Mike Madigans of the world don't. And what do we stand for? Well, if we don't stand for making everyone dependent upon government, we stand for everything else. We stand for the dollar you make, that's your money. God love you, God bless you. That's your money. You know what? I'm going to let you keep as much of that money as you can, because I believe that's your money, and I believe if I let him keep it, I believe he's going to grow a business, hire people, and away we go. That's what we stand for. You see, we believe if they're the party of government, we're the party of everything else. We're the party of families, we're the party of churches, we're the party of communities, we're the party of neighborhoods, we're the party of small businesses. And the way you be the party of all of those things is to look them in the eyes and say, here's the deal, folks. You want to save this state? Okay, I'm going to cut your taxes. I'm going to cut all these ridiculous regulations that make it impossible to do business in this state. I'm going to let you keep more of your money because, by the way, you know what? I really do believe it's your money. And then, and only then, I'm going to ask you to be responsible for your own life. Standing for that philosophy is the only way we will save this state, and I would argue, working in Washington, D.C., that's the only way we're going to save this country from falling off a cliff. Now look, as I close, and Pat Brady, I'm really closing. Please be warriors for this stuff. And you know, it's like having any sort of addiction. The first step is to be honest with yourselves. If we're in a heap of trouble here in Illinois, it's because of us. It's because of us. We got half this state dependent upon government. We're not getting them back. We're losing a maker, a producer, a taxpayer every 9 minutes. If you want to stop that, be their warrior. Enough of this machine, or as John Cass calls it, this combine politic in Illinois. Republicans stop that. Republicans stand for freedom. Republicans stand for limited government. Republicans have a philosophy. Please. Please. And finally, call it as you see it. Mitt Romney should win. Mitt Romney will be your next president because we right now have an occupant of that White House who every single day he's in the White House, he destroys everything that makes this country great. Folks, if you don't believe that, we've lost. I know that. We right now have a tyrant who runs this state. Republican or Democrat, it doesn't matter to me. We have one man who runs this state. Nothing will change until that changes. And that won't change until the opposition becomes a real opposition. A real opposition. politician says, hey everybody, 2012, most important election in our lives, right? Everybody's saying that now, right? Hogwash. Folks, if you think 2012 is just an election, if you think November 6th is just an election, my God, we've lost. I'll end as I began. I don't know if you can see this. My fingers are about an eighth. My finger and my thumb are an eighth of an inch apart. We are this close to losing what made this country great, and we are this close to losing Illinois. Now, if you think to do something about that means we treat November like an election, you are on a mission to save this country. You are on a mission to resurrect Illinois. And the only folks that are going to resurrect it are in this room. In this room and beyond. And the only way we're going to resurrect it is to elect people who do not give a damn about their next election. They don't give a damn about what kind of pin they wear on their coat. They don't give a damn about how long they're down in Springfield. They're genuinely frightened about where this state's at, and they're going to go there, they're going to look Michael Madigan in the eyes, and they're going to say, you're done. You are everything that's